to the end of any bottle, it's normally a story that comes with it. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottle podcast.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing, man? Look, we back at it again. Y'all keep thinking that we're going to disappear, but we're not. We're going to keep doing this thing no matter what you feel about it. We have a good time doing it, so you might as well get on board and do that. Let's start now, like we never did before. Like it right now. Like it. Oh, shit. And subscribe and talk to us. See, that's why I got a wine tumbler. I ain't want to get a wine glass. You know what I'm talking about? But either way, this is the Bottom of the Bottle show. I am your host, Jay Walker III. That's my co-host, Carolina Dirt 803 with the mishaps and the mistakes. How you doing today, brother?
Shit, it's Hummmpday. Happy hour tap in. It's going to be a lovely show. Something I always wanted to get into. We about to get into it, but before I do, I still got to have my liquor. But we about to get into this show.
Somebody going to bed early. That's what I'm going to tell you.
I got to wake up early.
You know, if you're not experienced with wine, man, this is a great show for you to get into, man. We have a creator of her own blend, or blends, I should say. It is Parlare Wine, and we'd like to welcome Chrissy of Parlare Wines to the show. How you doing today?
Hello. Thank you. How you doing, guys?
All right. How you doing, man?
I'm great. It's hump day.
Hey, I just want to get your opinion on something real quick. So you know how everybody do the intro, we got the clap and everybody got the clap, right? So I'm thinking about just getting some ice cubes, drop in the glass, just like.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. I just wanted to get your point of view. Go ahead.
I like
We're gonna
that.
hit you with the intro.
Yeah, we're gonna get that worked out. This is always a work in progress, man. Like this podcast thing is
it's ever changing.
Yeah, it's ever changing. So you gotta do the things that you gotta do to keep up and make it hot. And yeah, we're gonna add that to it. So we just gonna get right down to it, man. We got a segment called First Call. First call, you walking into bar BOTB, and this is like a heat check. Real quick, 10 questions. I got 5. My brother got 5. Ain't no right or wrong answers. Just kind of how you feeling.
Oh goodness.
So I'm a steer a couple of my questions to tonight. You have a seafood dinner. Are you a proponent of seafood?
I love seafood. I'm originally from Baltimore, so seafood. Yeah, you hear the Baltimore, everybody.
Okay. So what would your wine pairing, what type of wine would you go for? Like we'll do lobster tails or a seafood pasta, garlic bread, that type of thing.
Parlare. That's right. I got it on deck sitting right here waiting for you, baby.
Absolutely.
That white wine.
And
okay, so
with some Parlare as well.
That's right. So that white wine, first of all, you got a 13.4% in it. So you drink that slowly. But that goes with any of your crab cakes, your crab picking, your shrimp, your lobster, your fish, whether it's fried or grilled. White wine is easy, it's simple, and you can also make it as a sauce base with your pastas. So, and which I have done myself with my own white wine. I've used it to make some sautéed shrimp, and it was amazing. So, white wine is what you need when you're doing your seafood.
I put liquor in mine. Go ahead.
Okay, second question. It's a cold evening. You had a tumultuous day at work. You get home, you take your shower, you're getting ready to relax. What kind of wine would you go for that? Okay.
Parlare Red.
Oh,
okay.
When you have a hard day like I had today, you get that red, you let it breathe.
Okay. I'm in the tumbler, like I said.
I ain't let nothing breathe.
Sophisticated as
You
well.
gotta let it breathe. If you don't let it breathe, you can't savor it. Got to take that smell, all those fragrances in.
Oh man, that is nice.
Slow sip. Now with red wines, a lot of people are scared because they think it's going to be oaky, taste wood, whatever. Not mine. Like you said, it's nice. It's smooth. Have a Cabernet, red taste to it. Goes down really nice and smooth and opens you up. And then will knock you out. That is 13.9%. One of my highest and one of my best selling. I sell out of red wine like crazy, and it's summertime, and they are buying that red wine like crazy.
Have you seen the news? So you need to be knocked out.
I know it, right? And you won't wake up with a headache, like most wines. A lot of people they go out here and they get a 6%, 8% wine, full of sugars and everything, and you're gonna wake up the next day with a horrible headache. But when you get people's wines that are more pure, higher in content of the alcohol, you tend to not wake up with such a bad headache, if not one at all.
Okay. We're going to move on to music for question number 3. You're trying to get your mode together. You know what I'm saying? You and your girls about to go out. Y'all about to do some fantastic stuff. What's on your playlist? Give me 3 songs that may be on your playlist.
What's on my playlist? If I'm about to go out with my girls, I'm gonna have a little bit of Beyonce, a little bit of Cardi.
Okay.
And depending on where I'm going and who I'm hanging out with, a little bit of Megan. Just a little. Not too much.
Oh, you flipping.
It depends on who with me.
Yeah, you just do the ratchetness.
Because that's right. You got to find out which friends you want to have that ratchet, sound with. I got a couple of friends that Megan fits just right.
So they ain't letting the wine breathe. They just
They're right. They just ready. They right. They jello shots and everything. Right.
Okay.
But when I get ready, I'm gonna make sure that we rosé all day, baby.
Oh, and Ross.
As you should. Favorite accessory. What's your favorite accessory? The things that you go for, whether that be your jewelry or your accents, whatever.
My favorite accessory, probably my earrings.
I was gonna say those earrings.
Yeah, my earrings. I love to make sure I have my earrings and something always on my lips.
Okay.
Those two
Lip
just
gloss popping.
Gotta be popping.
Absolutely. Just not ashy. Let's not be ashy.
No. We don't want to ashy.
I can tell that about you. I can tell that about you already. My final question. You walk into a room. It's a complete white room like the Matrix. It's 3 chairs. You're going to sit in one. Dead or alive, who's in the other 2 chairs?
Ooh. One of the other 2 chairs? My uncles.
That's what's happening.
Both of them.
I like that. Everybody that I ask that question to, they always bring at least one family member in. So that's dope. But that's my 5.
All
right.
Cube ice or crushed ice?
Ooh, cubed ice with my liquor, but crushed ice with, when I'm making like a slushie or something. So I'm a little bit of both.
Sport you played growing up, your favorite sport played?
I did not. Well, gymnastics is now considered a sport.
It is. Shit, I always thought that shit was a sport. Shit,
that's right. Hello.
You had to be.
I thought I wanted to be Dominique Dawes. Okay, let's be clear. I'm vintage 1982 right here. So Dominique Dawes, for those who don't know who that is,
I was in love with that little girl.
Yeah,
I didn't
legend.
realize how little them gymnasts were.
Yeah, legend.
I actually was too tall, so you have to be really, really short. But I did participate in. I went to gymnastics school briefly in middle school, and I did the balance beam and all of that. So that was my sport.
All right, you go into an event. What's your favorite? An all white party, all black party? Or we say an all red party?
Yeah, I just went to an event. So to my homeboy, he just had his 40th birthday, and it was an all white party. And let me tell you, as cheesy as I think all white parties are, That was best all white party I've been to. So all white parties, hands down.
Black people just look good in all white, man.
They do. We just look classy, you know?
Yeah.
Your favorite tequila?
I don't have one.
Do you drink it?
I don't have one. Not since I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Whatever they had, I tried, but not since then.
All right.
I don't have one.
My fourth question: what's your worst hangover night?
After a bad breakup. Because you know you about to text somebody some stuff. I hate you, but I love you.
But I love you. All right, and we'll go. And I already know you're partial to this question, but you got to answer this question for real.
Okay.
Drew Hill or Jodeci?
Ah! No, how you gonna do that to me? You already know what it's about. You already know.
You got to answer. You can't be part. You can't be impartial.
No, honestly, and you know, Scola and they know this. I really was never an R&B head. I really wasn't. It's not until now that I'm really appreciating R&B. When I was younger, I really was into, and this will shock a lot of people, I was into jazz and neo soul because that was just coming through, gospel and house music, as we were talking about earlier. So those were the genres I was listening to more than the Drew Hills, the Jodeci's, the 112s. None of that stuff really impressed me until I got older. Now, after revisiting things and being in relationships and experience, oh yeah, R&B is definitely where it's at in Drew Hill. Great group.
That's hey, let me ask you this real alternate question real quick. Last one. Just a bonus. A jean jacket or blue jeans? What have you owned the longest? A pair. As one specific blue jean jacket or
a jean jacket.
People don't. Hey, I guess that's the older thing. Them kids don't know about them jean jackets.
Nah, man, they don't know about that. You can't get rid of that. You wear that with everything.
Whatever.
It's so weird now, man. Kids be wearing, like, we are in July in South Carolina, and I see these kids with hoodies on.
Hoodies,
jackets. They don't know nothing about a windbreaker, jean jacket, nothing. You know, like they just throwing full-blown hoodies in 100 degrees. Funky.
Indeed. A different kind.
Different type.
Well, that was first call. That was our first call segment.
All right.
I switched to liquor for a minute.
Just for a minute?
Like I said, I'm going to tell you, we'll email you, and I'll email you and tell you how you woke up tomorrow.
But
all right.
I still got this.
Well, if he mixing and matching, I don't know. Don't blame it on me.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol.
That's what Fox say. So, I'm trying to think of, we normally go into like an offbeat question before we get into everything. You got one, Caroline?
No, go ahead.
I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now. I am.
So
I'm trying to keep up with the news, and there's nothing going on right this minute.
Well, let's just get your perspective.
Well, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like I don't know what to pick from, you know?
Well, let's get a woman's perspective because we haven't talked about the whole McDonald's thing, about the whole McDonald's experience. How do you feel about that situation? About the kids at the McDonald's? Because we haven't talked about it on our show.
We haven't
about the guy that brought
the guy with the joke that the girl did, because it was a joke. With the bringing the one child, the McDonald's and not the. See, okay, I'm gonna probably say some things that people don't want to hear or don't like.
What I tell you? Say it. Say it.
First of all, let's start here for men. It's your responsibility to take care of your kid, not everybody else's. But when you decide that you want to deal with a woman that got multiple kids, you know what you're going into. You going into a situation where you possibly going to have to take care of them other kids, whether you with her or not. And I say that because unless put yourself in the other children's position, you see that other child, that other sibling's parent there, caring for them, bringing them McDonald's while you stand there and watch them eat. How does that make that other kid feel? Pick up your kid. I don't care if you go outside around the corner to the park. Feed them McDonald's away from the other kids. You don't have to buy all the children, if you don't want to, all of them food. They're not your responsibility. But don't bring one thing of food into the household. That's the problem that I see. And then as a woman, don't think that it's a man's responsibility to take care of the other kids that you didn't have with him. They ain't his. They're yours.
It's a tough situation.
It is.
If you're a reasonable dude, it's no way that it don't cross your mind that you are favoring.
You want to feed all those kids.
You either knowingly being petty, or you're gonna do what's right, which is
right. Absolutely.
You could have hot-collared that thing. You could have hot and ready.
That's what listen. I was just getting ready to say. I've dealt with men that have multiple children before, and if the children are around me, I have my own child, one, I'm going to feed all the children, whether they're mine or not, because they're around me, you know. But everybody has to make a decision for themselves, or whatever is right or wrong. I don't think there is no right or wrong answer. It's whatever the situation is that you're in and how you feel. I mean, at the end of the day, that kid gonna remember. The other 3 kids gonna remember that you ain't bring them nothing to eat. So,
but I would say, even if he were, because I'm with you, I'll take my child and go somewhere.
Take them someplace. Yeah.
But the other kids will still feel some type of way if he left, because the kid gonna say, "I had McDonald's anyway."
But he knew when he started dealing with her that she had 3 other kids.
But
and
also,
the other baby daddies.
we also don't understand the situation in which they're not together. Like, if she cheated and all this other stuff, like if there was other stuff compounded, I kind of can feel them. I said I kind of can feel it.
I don't even know.
I would take my child somewhere else. Like somebody did a little joke where he told his kid to come on, and they drove down the street.
Yeah.
But
or instead of McDonald's, just order them some freaking CC's pizza, or what is it, Little Caesar's pizza at $5. You take that.
CC's a little cheaper. We take to the buffet for $3.99 or whatever.
Right. Everybody get a slice. So get some pizza.
Man, fuck them kids.
No. Yeah, that too. Bernie Mac said, "Fuck them kids." Fuck the kids.
They ain't yours. Forget it. Right.
But you know what? The thing is, Shaq had a real daddy and a stepdaddy. Yeah. This is what you don't want to do. It's 4 kids. You are formulating their opinions on people for the rest of their life.
That's right.
You don't know if one of them kids is going to be Neo from the Matrix.
That's right.
And you would rather have them on your side than not.
And that's why I'm saying them kids ain't going to forget that. So how you treat them, whether they're yours or not, whether you're in the relationship or not, those children will remember.
Yeah. See, I'm older now. I'm wiser now. I got a 2-kid minimum, cause like I can afford to help you feed 2 kids. More than that, cause I'm sorry.
You said you got a 2-kid minimum?
Yeah, like.
I guess I overstepped my boundary. I dealt with a situation with 4.
I have 2, and I'm just saying, like now going forward. Yeah, if you got more,
going forward, you got more than 1. Unless I know what kind of now, I gotta know what kind of parent you are, because 2 is my max at this point in my life. 2, you got, and the ages. Then if they like toddlers, nah.
So let me ask you this then, so we can get to the meat of the conversation. How long is it his responsibility?
How long is it his responsibility?
Because that's his kid, so he's always going to be. Hopefully, he's always going to be in his kid's life. So how often does he have to bring food? Does he have to bring food every time he wants to take his kid out? Like, how long is it his responsibility? Because
again, he made the choice to.
But that's a life commitment.
Have that kid. That was a life commitment when he laid down and had.
But that's what I'm saying. He's taking care of his kid, but how long does he have to keep providing for the other kids?
He needs to make time for his kid.
His kid is his number 1 priority.
Right. I understand.
You might do it every once in a while, depending on how you feel or what you see is going on in that household or what because you may not see. But it's not your responsibility every week that you come in to stop by and see your kid to make sure them other kids is getting fed too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's a sticky situation because we have a lot of single parent households, period. I don't care how you, at this point, it's not just our community, it's everybody's community that's plagued by single parent households. And you got to learn how to co-parent with the main parent. A lot of people don't know how to co-parent. I am divorced 12 years now, thank God, and a parent of one. And we have yet to get to that point where we can co-parent. We still can't co-parent.
Oh, wow.
We cannot. We cannot. And, you know, it's sad. I wish we could, but we can't. And some people grow faster than others. And I'll just say that. It's unfortunate. But, you know, had we been able to co-parent, he has other children. I've you know, when those other children came along, I sent gifts because that's who I am. They're my child's siblings. So me, I send gifts. You know what I mean? It depends on where you're at. So not everybody's there.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Everybody's of course everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
I feel like you feel like it shouldn't be every time, and I think that's the misconception. We saw the one clip and she said you did it again or something like that. But how many times is it again? Has he provided 10 times and this is the second time? That's what I'm saying. Like,
but how many times should it have to be his responsibility to feed your kids?
To feed your kids. Now, I understand take care and the other kids. I feel you on that, especially if we were together. The birthday, you know, happy birthday. Maybe a little toy here and there. Maybe something here and there. But I still got to make my child feel special to me.
Right, because that's
my child. Now, but what are the other fathers doing?
That's when I'm saying with the communication of co-parenting, because it would have took nothing to say, hey, what's going on? Did them kids eat? Because I want to bring little whoever something to eat, and I don't want them kids feeling left out. But if they haven't ate, maybe I'll try this another day, or, you know, that's that co-parenting communication. You got to communicate when it's multiple children, or even if it's one child involved. If y'all can't communicate, then you're going to get kids that's messed up because you didn't bring them a hamburger or some nuggets.
Yeah, but also putting it on social media don't help the kid's psyche.
No, it don't.
You blew up
a lot of the things that are on social media now will not help a lot of these children when they get older and look back and see the things that their parents have done.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of therapy hours.
Since you said that one.
A lot of wine
going around right now that's super popular, and I don't necessarily like it for the kids. It's the one on TikTok.
I see it. Tell them they can go fight.
This girl want to fight me. She got a daughter your age. Like, come on, cuz. Like, how long are we going? Like,
well, look. I'm gonna tell on myself. I'm gonna tell on myself because I thought it was funny, and I wasn't never gonna post it, but I tried it with my daughter. And I wanted to see, and she looked at me and she said, I'm not stupid. You don't even give your information to anybody. So I know it. I know nobody's stepping to you, mommy. So go someplace with that. That's not who you are.
That answer. That is the answer of a well-groomed child. You feel me?
She was like, that's not you. So.
But you know what? That also shows you where your child's head is at. So if you do it, I don't see nothing wrong doing it if you don't post it. Because actually, you can see where your child's head is at. Yeah. Now, if your child is out the front door before you got to think, well,
then
I might have a problem in the future.
Right.
Yeah, I might have a problem in the future. Because if you ain't scared to fight somebody else,
ready to rumble. You're not ready to go.
Sooner or later, you might have to test me, and I'm gonna have to chop you down. So I think inside the home. Yeah, I think inside the home, it's not that bad. But once again, once you put it on social media,
it's out there.
It's out there.
I always think about stuff like this. She's 12, and she's yet to form her thought process of who she wants to be, and I still have to protect who she's going to be and that image. I don't know. She may want to run for political office. I don't want to pull in stuff on me saying, well, your mother said this or posted this, you know, even though now after the last cycle that we had, anything's possible. Whoever could run.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, I mean, at
I
this
want to rock
point,
the one.
I
At
don't
least
care if your mama swung around a pole, you still got the possibility of being the president of the United States.
Hey, depending on why she swung around the pole, if she got investments, 401k,
There you go.
benefits,
There
if
you
she's swinging
go.
around the pole but has a mind
Then
frame,
she was living the American dream.
I have no problem. Now, if you're a career stripper and you got McDonald's money and 4 kids,
That's a problem. That's a
and
problem.
3 different baby daddies, and you don't have investments, you haven't done anything with all that money you're raking in every day, then that's a problem.
So we're saying that being a stripper, but being a professional stripper is different. It's different.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
absolutely.
I feel like we can have the same conversation about bills, about investing, about benefits. Me and my brother talked about beneficiaries last episode. Livelihood, everything.
Now, would that person be somebody that you would settle down with, marry?
If the mind frame is right, then I don't see what's wrong.
Okay.
I'm not. You know the girls that's working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got exotic dancers and strippers and working girls.
Yeah.
I'm not dating a working girl. I'm not dating a stripper. But if I see you got, like, if I go out, you know, I happen to roll by at 4:00 in the morning when you leaving, and you in a 745i, and you pull up to a $500,000 home, you know
then
what I'm saying?
Talking.
Then we talking. You've obviously done something with the money.
And what's your long-term goals? What's your retirement looking like?
Your retirement probably looking like that house and that Bentley or whatever that BMW paid for.
You think that, but not everybody. Some people just live for the moment.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean? They living for the moment. They're not looking for the long term of what's going to happen down the line when you can't swing around that pole anymore.
Well, then that's when you become the manager of somebody swinging around. Like you do something.
You do something to keep that
club.
I agree.
Yeah, you network in the club.
I agree.
Or you become the club owner or the madam.
That's right.
Or whatever.
Instead of being the bartender, you become the wine owner.
The wine owner. Yeah.
All right, man. Look, that was dope. So we normally, like I said, we go a little off and then we come back. So now it's time to come back.
Okay.
Parlare Wines.
Yes.
Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from you just being
Chrissy.
Wine.
Okay, so what was it? Around 2000, way before COVID, 2019, I think it was. A guy I was dating, he knew every time we went out, you know, I got a glass of wine to enjoy. And one weekend, he said, "Let's take a drive." I said, "Okay." So we took a drive. It was probably like 2 hours. And we pull up, and it's a wine vineyard in Georgia. And I was like blown away. Beautiful, beautiful place. And all these girls are running around with their girlfriends and bottles. And you have this whole checklist of different wines you try. And you try out little amounts like this in a glass. And you go back to try the next one. And the first thing I said to him, because the place was so fabulous, was, "Don't bring me back here unless you have a ring." Because all the girls that was running around, of course, they're like, he got rings. So they were celebrating. And I'm like, "Why did you bring me here?" He was like, "Well, I know you like wine." I'm like, "Yeah, but why did you bring me here?" He was like, "Well, I thought you would be interested in this." And I really got to thinking, how do people create this atmosphere? These people are happy. They're enjoying themselves. You know, it was nothing to worry about. You don't eat the atmosphere itself. And everybody was making money. How do you do this? How do people even get involved in wine? Because in my mind, it was, you had to have come from a long family line of people that were involved in order to get into wine.
That was my first thought. Like,
yeah, like it,
land,
and let me explain it. This is not an easy field to break into, because it's clamped down to those that have long lineages in the wine business, that own, vineyards and different things like that. But I started researching. YouTube is your best friend. YouTube and Google, they're your best friends. You want to know something? You ask. It will tell you. So I started researching and asking, how do you start a wine business? What is there? How do you invest in wine businesses? How do you find, different blends? And the more I dug and researched, the more I was getting answers. Well, then I realized you needed money. And I knew I didn't want anybody else involved in this but me. I didn't want anybody else's money. I didn't want to owe anybody if it flopped, nothing. So COVID hit. I said, all right. They gave out, of course, everybody got a little something. So what am I going to do? Because I'm still working. I was blessed to keep my job throughout this whole experience. So what am I going to do? I have a home. Everything's paid up. Everything's done. But what if this job doesn't work? What am I going to do? I'm going to take all of this money, invest in myself. And that's what I did. I took 401k savings. I found a vineyard in Napa Valley, California, requested that they send me out some blends that we got together on to explore, sat down and explored those blends with my mom and another friend of mine, a guy friend, and said, I want to do this. Okay, so then they tell you, fine, we can create you your own wine, but you have to think of your name, your market, how you're going to sell it, where you're going to sell. You have to do everything else. We can create it. We can grow it for you. We can pluck it for you. We can barrel it for you. We can bottle it for you. But everything else is on you. And I liked that idea because it was control. And I wanted to control it. So then Parlare came up because a friend of mine said to me, you like to talk, because I was doing podcasting before. You need to find a word that means talk. So a lot of people don't know that parlare in Italian means to talk or speak. And that's where the word came from. I wanted to find something that rolled off the tongue, that sound like luxury, that sounds sexy. And to me, parlare does. And it just looked a certain way on the bottle, down to the bullseye, which was a reference for me to say that I hit my target. And the dragonflies, which means to me, that I am surrounded by being focused on what I really am meant to do. So that's how all of that was designed. At first when we designed everything, came back with just the bullseye. And I said, nah, this is missing something. This is missing something. This looks weird. I said, give me a minute. And I told him, I said, dragonflies. He said, dragonflies? I said, dragonflies. So he sends me the design back with one dragonfly. I was like, this looks really weird. Like, no. I said, no, let's do two. And that's how everything was made. So that's my story with Parlare, from start to finish. From there, after I got my design, my brand and everything, of course, get LLC, get everything started up, lock it all in, and design a website. Oh my God. People are like, did you do that? Yes, I did that. With Parlare Wines, which you will know, nobody else is involved. There's nobody else that creates the content you see online, down to the advertisements, down to the text messaging that you may receive once a month, the emails, all of that is just me. It's me. It's nobody else. All of it comes from me and my time that I have to do what I feel needs to be done to grow my brand.
We totally feel on that.
Yeah, when you are passionate about something you want to do, you can't depend on other people. You just can't. You have to depend on you. And I started depending on me in the beginning, and I haven't added anybody in it since. Only person that did get added was Scola from Drew Hill.
Well, before we get to that good part, what is it about Napa Valley that people go there for the wine?
Well, Napa Valley is considered wine country because of the soil that's out there and the coastline. Wine has different tastes depending on where it's grown, what's in the soil, the sun, the water that's nearby, all of these things. So the wine in Napa Valley is going to have a different taste than the wine in Italy or the wine in France or Spain, because these are all coming from different continents with different soil. And it's known that Napa Valley has some of the richest soil because of the coastal lines. and how it's grown. And it's very well protected. I know a lot of people are concerned with the wildfires, and I call once a week, once a month to check to see what's going on out there. And they repeatedly tell me that, where it's being grown at is protected, so that not to worry, but I still worry.
I mean, your livelihood is at stake, so I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
How many grapes have you eaten?
I love grapes. I love grapes before they turn to wine. I do. I love grapes. I do plan to actually take a visit this year. I hope to bring everybody with me via social media, of course, to visit where and how Parlare is made.
Well, I think me, my brother, and Ryan are good security as long as you pay for our flight. I think we'd have 3 good security guards.
You know what? My mom has been telling me I need security.
Well, me, Ryan, and my brother are big guys that like to drink, and I think we should be your taster / security as long as we get free.
You got one job, brother. You gonna protect the people, or you gonna get lit.
Right.
We got to taste it for
get
us.
drunk.
Come on, Ryan, you got to stick in for us. But real quick, why do you think? And this is I think, why do you think Snoop and E40 got into the wine business instead of? I mean, they got the liquor business, but why do you think they're so much into the wine?
Because we're trying we're trying to now get educated more about wine. We know about liquor. We've dominated liquor. We make more money in liquor for people that own it. There you go. We will buy up your liquor at every chance we get. But now
your clothes,
those same age groups that Snoop and everybody grew up with, we're older. We're now more experienced. We want to try something different. We want to slow down. We want to, we want to get some class to us. So now everybody is breaking into the wine business, because they all thought the same thing I thought. You had to have lineage in it, and you don't. So now everybody's like, oh, I don't have to. I can just go and buy me some grapes and let somebody else do what they do, and become what is called a private label owner. That is what I am. I do not make the wine. I tell people that all the time. I am not picking grapes. Do I look like I pick grapes? No, I'm not picking grapes. Okay.
Baltimore.
That's right. That is what I pay for. So I am what's called a private label owner. I own the label that is Parlare Wines, and they create the wine.
What about your distribution? How difficult was it for you to become?
It is still becoming very difficult, because here's the thing. Online, it can go anywhere around the country. Anywhere. Right. You order it, it's coming. Just can't go outside of the country. Somebody tried to get it from South Korea, which I thought was really, really cool, but it couldn't go. But when you want to become in stores or in a local restaurant, that is what's called a 3-tier system, where you have to then find a distributor. I was lucky enough to meet a young lady that owns her own distributing company, B&C Wine Company in South Carolina. I am now waiting to finish licensing, getting my license and everything together, so that the wines can now be put in any of the restaurants of choice in South Carolina, because the wine has to travel through me to a distributor to you in the store. That is the law. I can't go around it. Right. That is the law. And that is the way that I'm going. However, that is the rule in every state. So I have to do one state at a time, because it's not cheap. So yeah, once we get licensed in South Carolina, then the next step is I have to find a distributor that is willing to take a chance on a woman of color, a woman, and a wine brand. So that's what they see first. They don't see just wine. They're going to see that I'm a woman and a woman of color before they get to the wine, and if there's a market for them to sell it to. So I have to sell me to a distributing company for them to sell it to you.
That's what I was going to ask you. As a Black woman in the wine industry, what was harder, for them to accept you as a wine connoisseur, a wine, somebody who loves the wine, or as the owner?
Both. It's been both. Because again, every woman that I've met thus far that is a woman of color, we are stepping into what they consider their world. It's their world. And because we're stepping into it, and I'll say this lightly, well, I won't say it lightly, we're a threat. We are a threat. Black Girl Magic alone has dominated the wine game. I look up to them. That is a model that I follow. Okay, I've researched them. They came out the bag and just hit it out the park and made over $1 million the first year. It's insane. It's insane. Woman of color, two sisters at that, to do that. And it's not easy to sell to people, even sommeliers, which are people that test the wine for you and study the wine. It's not many of us people of color that are involved in that industry. We need them. We need them because we know what our palates, what we like. It's going to be different from other people. And we can communicate with each other on a different level. The one thing I like to tell people all the time is I don't make Kool-Aid because we tend to want sweet wine. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Locals and juices. And...
Yeah, I can't make that for you. I make real wine. Real wine has a higher alcohol level and less sugar, and which means it's not going to taste as sweet. So it's about educating us.
This is amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm on my third glass. My third glass and second shot.
My gosh, you gonna be lit, man.
Lit.
Yeah. But it's not easy for women of color to break into this industry. And I commend so many of the women that I'm seeing. We have Matthew Seller, Davidson, someplace out in Carolina that's Black owned. Ebony Wines, she has just opened up someplace here in Charlotte. Congratulations to her. Black Vodka, that is owned by a man, but congratulations to him. My liquor drinker, look up Black Vodka. He is in the ABC stores right now. You a vodka person? He's now in ABC stores. And that is owned by us.
Can you tell us the connection to Drew Hill?
Let's
get it.
The connection.
Let's get the connection.
I know a lot of people are trying to wonder, like, what is the connection?
Yeah, because Jodeci is a Jodeci.
I've known Scola Dinero, who is one of the members, several of them, but he is one of what they consider the original members of Drew Hill. We were friends probably around once he first started out with them. And when I mean friends, I mean real friends, just friends. And we always stayed in contact. And when he saw what I was working on, he contacted me and congratulated me and said, I like to help. How can we help you in pursuing this? I know who you are. I trust you. And I know that you're going to take this all the way. So how can I help? And I said, any way you like. And we decided to partner up. We had documents and everything. So nothing is just, hey, I'm going to do this and we good. Ain't no hood contract. It's contract. And,
you have to get used to doing, by the way.
Yes. You have to get used to doing things in black and white because it protects you. It really does. And we talked and put things in black and white, and he decided to come on as the sponsor. And it has been great. It really has. And I've met the other members of Drew Hill, and they are amazing. Really, really humble gentlemen. And them brothers can sing. They can sing. I was standing in the back with them at the last concert. I posted some pictures, and I was on stage, which was crazy. But I'm in the back, and they're tuning up, right? And they get to harmonizing and I can't sing. I ain't gonna try to. And I'm like, yo, these men can sing. Not that I ever doubted it, but when you hear it up close and personal, I literally,
It feels
I had chills because it was so freaking beautiful. I'm like, God dang, why don't they, it should be more of this. But very, very humble, great guys. I really enjoy spending time with them and appreciate all the support that they give.
And look, I will tell you, I would like to just extend flowers to you for being a pioneer in a time where everybody wants to do the same thing that everybody else do. Oh, you got rich doing it? I want to do it too. You want to help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, for you to acknowledge and then execute. Most people can acknowledge, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to do it. But the execution is where a lot of people fail. You
Oh
understand
man.
it's going to be an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning.
And that's thanks to my support system that's around me. It really is, because I was one of those people that was hesitant. I was like, is this going to work? Because I'm a woman that has I've always come up with ideas. This is not the first business or things. This is what's stuck, what's sticking, what's going forward. I've always created things. That was not new for me. But I was really scared this time. So it was because of family and close friends that I was able to execute.
You said that. What was your first business venture?
Ooh. I used to write poetry. And don't ask me to spit anything off the top of my head because I can't. But I used to write poetry, and my poetry turned into art. So it would go with photos and paintings and different things. And I would sell it to people that wanted to frame it and put it in their homes. It's been in a few restaurants and different things. So that was the first business that I came up with. And that was because of a dear friend, again, that pushed me to execute it. And he's since passed on, but we did it together for a while. That was my first business.
You ain't want to try to do an event of sipping paint with live poetry?
I do. I thought you were going to ask me something else.
Why? What would you think I was going to ask you?
I thought you was going to ask me, was I going to recite something? I'm like,
well, go ahead and recite something.
No, I haven't actually wrote anything probably in about 10 years. The last thing I did write was a children's book. So, and that was about 4 years ago. But yes, I am trying to put together a sip and poetry event and art. I want somebody that has their own artwork. I really want to do something cultural that can be a learning experience and also something that everybody can enjoy.
Okay, so right now we have, is it just the 2 blends or 3 blends that you have?
3
right
blends,
now?
Just the 3.
And
just the 3, and I am thinking of creating another, but I always tell people it depends on you. It depends on the attention that Parlare gets, because I can't create it out of thin air. It has to, the revenue and the push, the request, the likes, the shares, it has to happen more for me to want to create another blend.
Absolutely. Understand. And where are you in terms of like a timetable? You said you're trying to get, I don't know the terminology, like registered in South Carolina to the public.
Hopefully we're hoping by the end of this month that South Carolina out here moves very, very slow. And it is what it is. So I'm hoping that license will come through by the end of this month, because what's going to start happening is, as soon as it comes through, I'm going to start knocking on some restaurant doors and hoping that they'll take Parlare in and try it out, so that, other people can experience what you just experienced this evening.
Absolutely.
They had
we got a lot of black businesses, a lot of black
restaurants. I know.
And I think you would do well in that space, of course.
Thank you.
They had the rapper Paul Wall was talking about, I don't know if you remember back in the day, they had the grills movement where everybody putting the grill in their mouth. And they asked him about the movement. And he said he wished it didn't get that big because everybody had it. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about your wine? Do you want it to be exclusive, or do you want it to be on every shelf?
People have asked me that before. Parlare if you watch the commercial that Scola did, when he did that commercial, he set the precedent. He has on a whole tuxedo. So it became a luxury level wine brand. However, Parlare is not an excluding brand. And I've changed some of the wording for that. Parlare is to include everyone and anyone, wherever they are from, their background, their sexuality, their faith, their religion, whatever. So with that being said, I want Parlare to be available everywhere, to anybody.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really like not just because you're on the show. I've had a lot of red wines. I've had $7.99 gas station wine. I've had, $32 glass wine. And this is a really good product. It's very smooth. It's very flavorful. The aroma is good. And again, I just applaud you for jumping in a space where we need to be represented.
I see.
We need to be represented.
What I'll say is this: people always say, I wish I could have thought of to do something like that. Here's the thing: anybody can create wine. First of all, if you do the research, if you have your finances, and if you stay focused and stay forward. What we can't all do is carry a brand, because that's what you're ultimately selling. You're selling your brand. So we can all make wine, but can you sell your brand? You see what I'm saying? So you can package, I don't care what it is. You can package some yak, but how you package it, how you present it, how you make it appeal to other people is how you get that brand out there.
Hey, Denzel said on American Gangster, that's a brand.
That's a brand.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that real.
That would be dope.
I stand by it, okay?
Yeah, I stand by it. I consume it.
That's right.
We are here at a point where we're about to, get into the closing of the show.
Okay.
Let me get 5 of the most important business aspects to you creating Parlare.
Okay. 5. Focus. Gotta focus. Finance. Gotta know your finances. Prayer.
Gotta have faith.
Gotta have your prayer, and I'm gonna put support too with that, because without the support and the prayers, I just can't. I said finance, focus, prayer. Last 2, patience. You have to have patience, because you're gonna see things on social media. You're gonna watch other people move, and you're gonna want to move with them. But your time is coming, and my time is coming. And dedication. Be dedicated. Be dedicated to sitting up sometime late nights and watching information that you need to learn. I'm still learning pronunciations of different grapes that they mix to make wine. I am horrible with pronouncing things, but
no, that was one of my questions on first call. I usually ask people what's the hardest thing to say.
Ooh, anything that's on the back of the bottle. I know what it is, but I'm horrible at pronouncing it. But just dedication to what it is that you want to do. And that goes with focus. But if you have that dedication to your dream, then everything else, the other 4, will fall in line.
I was going to say consistency. That was one I was thinking you were going to say, but you said dedication. And the other one was network. Because I feel like I always tell people network is super. I put that in my closing as I always do, but I always just felt like you got to network, man. You can't keep something secluded. Like if you want something to get out, you can't be afraid to let it out.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. So
My final question, I probably should have asked this a minute ago, but it just dawned on me. Do you have a contractual obligation to Napa Valley?
no.
Okay.
I can go because Parlare is what belongs to me. The name
Right.
Parlare belongs to me. If I want to go and pick out a blend from the Carolinas, I can, and it still will be Parlare. However, it will not taste the same. I can't go and get another red, white, or rosé from the Carolinas and make it so that you guys will think it's the same. No, because it's going to
Right.
come from a different soil, different temperature, different everything. So it will not taste the same.
Shit gonna be burning if it's down here because it's hot as shit.
Crazy.
It's gonna taste like boiled sausage around here. This shit be humid as hell around here.
We going into the last call. We about to lead the bar here. This is where you get to make your final statement. Of course, you can market your product. Of course, you can be motivational. You've been that the entire show, and I appreciate you for it. You can curse somebody out. You can tell somebody that they didn't do what they said they was going to do. But this is just your final word for the people on this fabulous hump day.
All right. So, okay, I'm Chrissy. This is Parlare Wines. And for those that keep wondering, what is it? How do you say it? Did she really do it? Does she really own it? Stop wondering. Stop guessing. Go to the website. Check it out. Order it.
Google
Taste
me.
it. Experience it. And there you have it. Parlare Wines by Chrissy.
Oh, man. I like that. Short and to the point. Carolina, what you got for the people?
Networking as always. I had to say it every episode. I'm gonna keep saying it. The bar is open. Ryan, who's been a great guest for us.
Yes.
He hooked us up. I think he did your episode, and he contacted me. He was like, "Hey, you need to have this black lady on there. She has her own wine. I contacted you, and it's been like open dialogue.
Yes. Absolutely.
The whole time.
Yes.
Ever since I contacted you. I've been blasting your stuff. I'm gonna keep doing it like I always do. I think I promote every guest more than I promote our own shit, which is crazy.
Well, thank
but that's
you.
who I am as a person.
You know, but and then you promoting us, we're promoting you as well. So thank you.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate it. I got a dope idea for a concept because we had a black lady. I can't say it. My brother can say it. The cigar lady.
Oh yeah, cigar. Yeah.
Her aficionado.
Her aficionado, because she talked about being a black woman in the cigar world, and I think you
It's
and her
hard
have
for
a lot.
them. It is hard. I know a lot of them.
It's very hard. Then the lady we had on here, Tickle Her Beard, was a black lady that does beard oil, which is hard because the man's fit. I just think the three of y'all would have a dope conversation. Of course, us conducting it and us drinking, but I appreciate you coming here and networking and super.
Yeah, let's do it. Let me know. I am always here. I'm always available. You know, I'm here for the conversation, for the cause of giving out good information for people.
Absolutely, man. Look, again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you for you to share your product with us. It's been fantastic. I'm gonna keep drinking after this is over because I'm already in it now.
Well,
but,
enjoy.
It's getting low.
Again, I can't say enough how much I appreciate you as a pioneer. Like, you didn't wait for somebody to give you the idea. You went and you struck out on your own and you took your chances. And that's what separates a lot of wealthy people from regular people. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
At a certain point, the things that you want, you are going to have to be in some type of danger. You're going to have some type of risk. And it's you pushing through that that's going to make the difference in that product. My final call always, love the ones who love you back, man. If there's anybody out there that you had any kind of beef with, any kind of, like, cut that shit short.
Life's too short. That's right. Focus on happy moments. Live life. Don't stress yourself about the things you can't fix. Fix the things you can, move on.
I can't snap right now. I got my wine fingers. I can't snap right now. I can't cause the friction. But yeah, man, look, do the things that you can do. Support the ones that you can support, man. Let's kill the narrative of black people not being able to work with each other. It's up to us from now on, man. Nobody's going to help us but us. It ain't President Biden. It's not the Democratic Party. It's going to be us that save us.
I keep saying that. Man, listen, anybody out there, make sure you come and follow and like this podcast. And, you know, the bottle, I can't even get my words out. I done had a little too much myself.
Right.
Bottoms of the bottle. It's great. It is great being a part of this pod. And I will be telling a lot more of my friends to make sure they check you guys out and to come on. Appreciate what you're out here doing. Keep moving forward with it.
Absolutely, man. Look, like, share, and subscribe always, man. We on all social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Anchor, all of that. I'm tired of talking to y'all, man. Look, meet us back here next weekend. We're going to have another extraordinary individual. And we just here for the people, man. Y'all be easy, and we gone.